Lakers dominated.
Are they your
free
winner?
agency.
They are your winner.
A runaway winner.
Yeah.
By I don't even see an argument against it. So they replaced Howard and McGee.
I didn't want to put the Lakers for this exact reason. I don't have an argument. That's the thing. I have nothing to say against.
You almost have to pick someone else.
Yeah, I had to.
You might have felt like I was going to pick the Lakers.
I knew you'd pick the Lakers because who wouldn't? Like,
that's right.
That's
fair.
But I also looked at the trades.
Oh, right.
And I thought that factored into how people felt about their free agency. They still lost key contributors, especially in that playoff run. So I think that's
Rondo was a big loss.
Yeah.
I like Schroeder isn't Rondo.
And Avery Bradley, who was huge through the season.
Yeah.
Yes, he didn't contribute in the bubble, the playoffs.
Yeah.
But
I think they also did lose out. I'm a big Danny Green fan. He didn't play super well in the playoffs.
But again, that's a trade.
But yeah.
Yeah, they made a lot of good trades.
Yeah.
And I think that's Wes Matthews is a great addition.
Yeah.
That's
outstanding.
That's a guy that, his numbers never jump off the page. He's never going to have a huge night.
He's a great fit for that team.
He is a great fit. He locked up Jimmy Butler in the playoffs when we played the Bucks. And I say we because I'm a Heat fan. Spoiler alert. But
I'm sure he did. I didn't realize he was locking down Butler. I thought Butler had his way. No, he wasn't paying attention.
No, whenever he was on the court, he had Butler.
Matthews is he's like white on rice sometimes with defense.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say sometimes, all the time.
Yeah.
He's a great replacement for Danny Green. Mm-hmm. They also picked up obviously Harrell and Schroeder, two of the top 3 6-man candidates.
Yeah.
Most likely one of them, well, maybe not most likely, but Schroeder potentially could be starting. Mm-hmm. I don't think Harrell is going to be starting. I think this is the thing. They went from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, they had Avery Bradley. So they went from, let's say, Bradley, Green, LeBron, Davis, McGee, to now they have Caldwell-Pope. They're probably going to start Matthews. Then you would have LeBron, Davis, and Marc Gasol. I love the Marc Gasol pickup. Yeah. So they're going to have Schroeder, Harrell, Caruso. Help me out a bit here. Who else do they have? I should have the roster in front of me. I'm fucking useless.
Don't put me on the spot like that. Literally.
Kuzma.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Kuzma fan, but he's good.
Kuzma will be traded. That's a spoiler alert.
Yeah, you have Pelinka on speed dial again. So
I think that Kuzma is out.
He's out.
Yeah.
I don't think LeBron likes him.
I don't think he does either. There's a playoff clip. You guys can find this, but there's a playoff clip where he says, I don't know if it was last year or it was during the playoffs where he said, stay down and your brother will pick you up. And then there's a clip of Kuzma just throwing this ridiculous over-the-shoulder 360 spin pass.
That sounds like him,
that sails straight past LeBron's face, and LeBron just turns and walks away.
Okay. So then...
And Kuzma's laying on the ground waiting to be picked up. So
Kuzma is... Yeah, I don't want to, do too much of a segue to Kuzma. He doesn't deserve a segment per se.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really fit well on that team.
Yeah.
He's got a Hollywood-esque vibe to him.
Yeah.
He likes the spotlight.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he likes to...
You saying the blonde hair?
Well, yeah. The blonde hair works for some guys. It doesn't work for other guys.
Wow.
I think it works for podcast hosts.
Oh,
but
yeah.
for Kyle Kuzma, it's a no.
Yeah. Okay. So just Kyle Kuzma. It doesn't work for Kyle
specifically
Kuzma.
for him. Yeah. I think if he had, his regular hair color, he might have had a good season.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I agree. He's getting traded. So basically, I think they'll have the sickest bench in the league. They also stole.
Well, they kept Markieff as well. That's a good. That's a good keep.
I want to talk about something about that specifically. Okay. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But they picked up. Yeah, so they picked up Harrell from the Clippers, stole him.
Yeah.
They got Schroeder from OKC, so that's another. Not that OKC was going to move the needle.
Yeah.
They got 2 of the best 6 men in the league who could start.
Yep.
They lost a bit of verticality. I remember there was a podcast where someone talked about this with McGee and Howard.
Yeah.
So lob threats, you still have Davis.
Yeah.
But Gasol's basketball IQ is through the roof.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I think he
defensive impact. That's what I mean. That's his
Raptors
number
miss
one.
My Raptors are going to miss
Yeah,
Gasol.
we'll get into that because I've got a little bit on the Raptors later.
Okay.
But I really like the pickup of Gasol. I think that's
He's good.
Probably the most underrated pickup of the free agency. And that's not to say people haven't been talking about it, but to get that guy on that contract, and he helps out your team so much on the defensive side. Like, you come up against Jokic and you put Gasol out there, that's it, Jokic.
Yeah. You know? Well, he locked up Embiid last year. Yeah. He made Embiid, well, not single-handedly, but he pretty much was the lead contributor to Embiid going 0 for 11 in our first Raptors-Sixers matchup. So that was good.
To be honest, that's not hard.
Shade thrown.
Personally, I wouldn't lock up Joel
I'd love
Embiid.
to see that matchup.
Yeah.
That'd be a sick matchup.
As a 6'2" shooting guard myself.
Yeah.
I am not...
On your team, you're a center, so don't hold yourself back.
That's true.
You should have the wherewithal to handle Embiid.
That's true, but I don't play defense. That's not my game.
Okay, so then Embiid's... let's be honest. If you're defending him, Embiid might not go 0 for 11. He might go 2 for 11. Yeah. Or like 3 for 14 or something. He'll score, but you still got him.
I was thinking he might go like 20 for 40.
It's one or the other.
Yeah.
It's either... Yeah.
You know, he'll be so shocked that he's always that wide open. It's like reverse.
Or he'll just be like, oh. He'll just look down and be like, I can just shoot here.
I think that's Embiid's biggest problem. And I want to talk about Embiid later. Okay. But his biggest problem is he's happy to settle for a jumper. And I hate it.
I think that was a product... we should save this, but I think that's a product of Brett Brown and the system they had.
Yeah. I hope it changes.
It will.
But let's go back to the topic because I could segue all day. But let's go back to the topic.
So just on the Lakers, we know they won like landslide. Pelinka, great job. I didn't have a lot of faith in him as a GM because he seems like a bit of a snake based on what's happened. Yeah. He's proven his worth. He's done really well. Yeah. They also have LeBron, who's a big draw, obviously.
Is he?
He's kind of the GM as well in a lot of ways. He'll call up Pelinka and be like, get rid of Kuzma. Get that blonde hair out of here.
I think he's already done that.
He probably has done that. Yeah. There's just, you got to find someone that wants Kuzma. That's the problem. Yeah. And then they also, they retained KCP. They also kept Morris. I think one of the funniest facts I found out this offseason was that Markieff Morris and his brother Marcus have a joint bank account. So the Clippers paid Markieff Morris $64 million. They share the money. So the Lakers get to keep one of the brothers, the one that fits better on the team anyway, as a role player. They kept him on a small contract for 1 year, but Markieff is getting part of Marcus's contract. Well, they're sharing the money. Did you know that?
I think I remember hearing it, but
that's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's insane. That is insane.
So the Morris twins are winning, and I am not a huge fan of them, especially Marcus. I think he's a punk. I would say that to his face. No, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I would lose my face.
He will at you. You watch out.
If you're watching Marcus, don't at me, bro.
We're already calling out NBA. This is episode 1, and we're calling out NBA players.
Well, look what he did to Luka Doncic.
That was dog.
I love how everybody. It was. I love how everybody was saying at the time. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people were saying, "Oh, if this was the '90s, who gives a fuck? It's not the '90s.
It's not the '90s.
It's 2020."
Man, and this kid's 22.
And the dude basically took a swing. He basically hacked him around the neck and just was like, "You're not coming in the paint." I get it. You want to play physical defense. You want to be the intimidator, so to speak. But
I think you can be an intimidator in a different way. You only need to watch Jimmy Butler play the way that Jimmy Butler does to see an intimidator.
I agree.
Actually, do his job without trying to hurt someone.
Yeah.
Like this, I can call back an example where Chris Paul was trying to get under Duncan's skin.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he threw a ball at Duncan. And
I missed that clip.
Duncan kind of just laughed at it and walked away, but Jimmy took note. And the next time down the court, just barreled straight into his chest. And
Jimmy doesn't mess around.
And he just took the foul. He was just like, no, he needs to know that you can't mess around with my shooters.
Don't mess around with my young guys.
Yeah.
Exactly, young shooters.
Yeah.
So, basically that was my winner because obviously they got all the good guys, but they also managed to... Well, Markieff Morris is kind of more the winner than the Lakers in that regard because of the money thing.
Yeah.
That's just a funny fact about the offseason. Okay, so who is your winner?